ho, welcome back to the Big Six Shenanigans. It's a series in which I'll be talking about every single Big Six side and their game this week. As you guys know, it's the return of the Premier League. The international break is finally over and we've been bestowed with some delicious fixtures. But before I get into all that, hit the subscribe button. I'm trying to hit 1,000 subscribers before the end of the season. We at 630 right now. Help a brother out. But where else do I start but Manchester City 0, Tottenham Hotspur 4. And I want to start by saying, Tottenham Hotspurs, I apologize. Last week, I low-key ripped into y'all. I didn't know what the purpose of Tottenham Hotspur was anymore. Run the flashback real quick. I don't get Tottenham Hotspur as a club, to be honest. Arsenal fans have been talking down on you like they're your little bros. They've been talking smack every single day. And today was your chance to go above them in the league table. And what do? You let Ipswich down. Ipswich haven't won in the Premier League since 2002. I wasn't even born then. I wasn't even alive when Ipswich last won their Premier League game. But they rock up to Tottenham and beat them 2-1. Yeah. It's not looking good. But it took me to see this Man City game to understand what Tottenham Hotspur was built for. Tottenham Hotspur are the Premier League Robin Hood. For those who don't know, Robin Hood was a guy that would steal from the rich and give to the poor. That is the definition of Tottenham Hotspur Football Club. Let me take y'all back to game week 6. Tottenham went to Manchester United and spanked them 3-0. Going to Old Trafford, scoring 3 goals without reply is a beautiful result for any team in the Premier League. But Tottenham steal from the rich and give to the poor. The following game week, they let Brighton beat them 3-2 while being 2-0 up. Let's go to the next instance. Tottenham 4, West Ham 1. A dominant performance from Spurs. And you'd expect them to build on from this. They had to play a winless Crystal Palace and they lost 1-0. Steal from the rich, give to the poor. And now the final instance. Tottenham beating Man City and Aston Villa in a span of 3 days just to lose to Ipswich Town the following week. Just like Crystal Palace, Ipswich were winless the entire season until that point. But they rocked up to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium and snatched all 3 points. And now they've beaten Man City 4-0 at the Etihad. This is the most Robin Hood activities I've seen of a club ever. Now watch them lose to Fulham next week. I wouldn't even be surprised. But from a Man City standpoint, this is embarrassing. This is Manchester City's 5th loss this season. And the thing is, they've all come in a row. Back-to-back losses. Was unheard of from this Man City team. And serious questions must be asked about this Man City squad right now. Is Pep washed? I don't know. Is it the players that aren't good enough? They do have a couple injuries, of course. Rodri, the Ballon d'Or winner, is a huge one. But one injury should not just destroy this entire team entirely. They went from a really good title competing team to an average top 4 team. Haaland today, stinky. Ever since he told Arteta to stay humble, he's been humbled every single week. Foden, you've had more appearances with Ice Spice than you have good performances this season. Savinho today. Oh my lord, what a stinker. You know what the funny thing is? Man City's next Premier League game is Liverpool at Anfield. They're finished. Speaking of Liverpool, Arne Slot's Red Men are 8 points clear at the top of the Premier League. And I'm not even gonna hold y'all. This performance today was not good enough. We let bottom of the league Southampton scare us like that. If we can't destroy teams like Southampton, what can we do when we play Real Madrid this Wednesday? But we still got the 3 points. That's the champions mentality. Even when you're not playing good, if you're getting results, that's what wins league titles. Let's talk about the goals though. Southampton need to stop playing from the back. You are not Manchester City. Our first goal came from them sloppily giving the ball away and Szoboszlai wraps it into the top left corner. And Szoboszlai, please bro, take more shots. You've got absolute rockets on your feet. To be able to finish that on your weak foot from almost outside the box, why don't you take more shots? You've got one of the best ball strikings in the whole world, not even the league, the whole world. It's probably one of my biggest gripes with Szoboszlai, man. He has to actually take more shots. After our first goal, VAR just gave them a freebie penalty. That was a free kick. I've said it like 20 times. Robbo makes contact with him outside the 18-yard box, but VAR says there's no conclusive evidence. I am 7,000 miles away from the ground and I can still see that that was not a free kick. And the second half, they just done us on a counter, bro. That shit was perfectly played from Southampton. I'm not even gonna lie. So Liverpool were 2-1 down. And who showed up to win us the game? The greatest Premier League player of all time, Mohamed Salah. First of all, Gravenberch, sublime ball, beautiful peach. McCarthy, what on earth are you thinking? Salah just takes a touch. He doesn't even shoot. He just takes the touch and it goes into the net. He just sends him the wrong way. And then Salah puts a ball into the box and Sugawara just hits it with his hand. Penalty, and we won 3-2. Liverpool, lock in. We have Real Madrid on Wednesday, and you saw how they dealt with their opposition this weekend. If we want to beat Real Madrid, we need an A-tier performance. Speaking of good performances, Arsenal 3, Nottingham Forest 0. Nottingham Forest, you guys are useless. How can you come to Anfield, beat us 1-0, but you can't even draw at the Emirates? Their first goal, Saka, what a goal from him, to be honest. Why wasn't he closed down? What are the Nottingham Forest defenders doing? Fair play to Matt South. He actually tried saving Nottingham Forest a couple of times, but as soon as Arsenal got the first goal, you already knew they're going to win. He who must not be named scored the second goal, and Ethan Nwaneri scored the third. What a player he is, to be honest. I remember when he played his first game in the Premier League and people were clowning Arteta for playing him. He's an actual talent. But Arsenal fans, hold your horses. I've seen y'all try to compare him to Lamine Yamal. Calm down. He's a really good talent, but don't be comparing him to those levels just yet. Nottingham Forest, just do better next time. Moving on to the early kickoff, Chelsea 2, Leicester 1. Chelsea are third in the Premier League. If Liverpool beat Man City next week and Chelsea beat Villa, they are second. Chelsea used to be 12th 2 years ago. The way they've turned it around, fair play. Here's a funny fact for y'all. Chelsea and Liverpool used to share 9th and 10th just 2 years ago, and they might win a league title before the mighty Arsenal. Phase 6 Arteta is being outdone by Phase 0 Slot and Maresca. Wow. That first goal though, FaZe and Jackson were just playing ping pong with each other. The top scorer for Liverpool in January 2023 gave the ball to Jackson, and he actually scored. What a finish from him. That was Jackson's 7th goal this season. What a season he's been having, low-key. And in the second half, Chelsea wrapped it up. A header from Jackson rebounded back to Enzo, who headed it back into the net. Enzo got like 6 assists in the last 6 games. This might be a resurgence from him. I still think he's a bum. McAllister clear. Which leaves us for the final game, Ipswich 1, Manchester United 1. The first game of the Ruben Amorim era. And low-key, it was underwhelming. Man United went ahead in the first 2 minutes. Amad Diallo cut it back and Rashford was there to finish it. But after that, Liam Delap, what are you doing? You're making Onana look like a competent goalkeeper. Mr. Lack of hands. But 3 yards away, man. How did you not score that? You're lucky Hutchinson bailed you out because that loss would have been on you. Speaking of Hutchinson's goal though, the way he bent that, I'm not sure if it took a deflection off Mazraoui, but I'm going to give him credit for that. That was beautiful. And the second half, Liam Delap again. You're making Onana look like a good goalkeeper. And then near the end, Ipswich could have won it there too. Overall, Man United need to get rid of some of these players. They're not good enough. Garnacho, for example, hot ass. I mean, this is still his first game as a manager. He'll probably need time to assess the squad, what players he'll keep, what players he won't keep. Once he get all that out, then we can judge him for what he is as a manager. But that's gonna be it for this week's Big Six Shenanigans. Let me know what y'all think, of course. Was I harsh on some people? Was I too easy on some people? Let me know in the comments, of course. Of course, make sure to subscribe, and thank you guys all for watching. Have a blessed week.